I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. Period. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Here we go. It's your boy Raheem back at you live, and your boy Amir, and we gonna talk to you about what's going on with Diddy now. So most of y'all are probably following the story in what's happening with Diddy and what he's been dealing with for the past almost a month now. And there's a lot of different headlines that have come out. So we wanted to compile everything. We wanted to basically put it all together for you so that you have all the details, up-to-date information in one place. So let's go through it. So for everybody that doesn't know who P. Diddy is, he's basically a hip-hop mogul. He started Bad Boy Records, co-founder. Bad Boy Records, you may have heard of them from Notorious B.I.G., back in the day. And then, there's a lot of different artists. Sean Diddy Combs started off Puff Daddy. Then I think it was Puffy. Then I believe it was it Sean Diddy Combs or just Diddy? And then P. Diddy. And then Brother Love at one point. So he's gone through a lot of different names. Okay. Now, over the past little while, there's been a lot of different allegations that have come out. And again, keep in mind, these are allegations, and whatever we discuss here, these are simply our opinions. But all the allegations, they point to something that we've seen in the last little while, last couple of months with Jeffrey Epstein. And a lot of people are comparing Diddy to the new Epstein, right? They're comparing the two because the allegations involve sex trafficking, underage sex trafficking, underage women being used, drugs, this, that, and the other. So there's a lot of things there to uncover. Now, with that said, let's go through a little bit of a timeline of everything that Diddy has been going through, okay? Just so that everybody is on the same page here.
Yeah. And I think everybody that grew up in North America probably knows about who P. Diddy is. Like, in the 90s and early 2000s, it's pretty famous.
Yeah. One would certainly hope that, he's known worldwide, right?
Yeah.
So one can definitely presume that most people would know. And most people have probably seen the headlines anyway, right? The most recent headlines being that his homes in LA and Florida were both raided by FBI. So obviously that was alarming for a lot of people because, especially myself, I didn't even know that, these things were actually going on behind closed doors, right? So anyway, let's get into where it all started. So 1991, there's a CCNY tragedy. 9 people died and 29 people got injured. Now, the capacity of the gym where this was being held was about 2,730 people. Approximately 5,000 people showed up or more. And at one point, they closed out the doors. And then what happened was, a lot of people pushed through the doors because there was a lot of celebrities there. And they broke down the doors and it became a stampede. And that's what the issue was. The New York mayor at the time, David Dinkins, published a 67-page report saying it was a failure of responsibility and cited that Combs for hiring inadequate and inexperienced security, which caused this. Okay. Then you go to 1995, Jake Robles shooting. Jake Robles was one of Suge Knight's previous bodyguards and a friend. Suge Knight used to run Death Row Records. For people that follow hip-hop, Death Row Records, Tupac, this is where Suge Knight is from. So they had a little bit of an incident outside an Atlanta nightclub in which Jake Robles got shot and Diddy and Bad Boy Camp was blamed for the shooting. Okay. So this happened in 1995. 1998, attacking Steve Stout. Steve Stout is basically a music executive. And in 1998, Combs and two other men allegedly attacked Steve Stout, Nas's manager at the time, who erroneously sent MTV a version of Combs and Nas's Hate Me Now video, in which it contains scenes depicting Sean Combs as Jesus Christ being crucified, which he wanted to take out, but apparently it was played on air. So he was charged with second-degree assault and criminal mischief. And sorry, I misspoke that these are allegations because he was actually charged. So he was charged with second-degree assault, criminal mischief. Stout claims that his arm and jaw was broken in the attack, but Combs denied any bones were broken. Okay, so that happened. Then there was another club shooting in 1999. In 2013, there was a scuffle with J. Cole. In 2014, allegedly, he punches Drake, from which he came out and he said that I didn't do nothing to Drake. Drake is my friend. Okay, that's all the information that we have. In 2015, he fights a UCLA coach. In 2019, Gina Yun, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name right, claims that she was physically abused throughout her 5-year relationship with Sean Combs. She said, quote, he was mentally, emotionally, and physically abusing me. He would always compare me to Cassie and tell me that I'm the bad one. She's the good one. Okay. In 2023, which most people recently must have seen through the headlines, Cassie files a civil suit against Combs. She alleges years of assault. Her lawsuit contained graphic allegations of, sexual assault, rape, so on and so forth. Now, Combs denies the allegations and alleges that Cassie tried to blackmail him for $30 million before filing the lawsuit. The two settled the case for an undisclosed amount on November 17th. So the civil suit was filed November 16th, and November 17th, they both came to an agreement and settled outside of court. So one day later, they settled outside of court. Make of that what you may, right? That's all I'm going to say. So now what happens is people see that, and this is just, what I'm seeing from the outside looking in, right? People see that, oh, Diddy is making payouts. Let's see what we can cash in on, right? So another Jane Doe appears saying that she's suing Diddy for a 1991 rape and revenge porn. Diddy faces a third sexual assault suit in the same week by another woman claiming that there was sexual assault. Then fourth individual comes out saying the same thing. Tiffany Red writes an open letter corroborating Cassie's allegations. Hulu was doing a reality family show with the Sean Combs family, Diddy family. They canceled that. Diageo. So this is an interesting one. Diageo liquor brand. The market cap for Diageo is over $80 billion. $80 billion.
Yeah, I would believe that.
Yeah, and so Diddy and Diageo have been going through a lot of back and forth over the last few years. Diddy claiming that Diageo is labeling Ciroc and the other drink as marketed towards urban individuals, which is racist. And it's just there's a lot of things to unpack there. We're not going to get into everything, but basically Diddy had an open lawsuit against Diageo, which as soon as all of this came out, they immediately dropped the case. Like Diageo actually went to the judge to drop the case. The case was dropped. Diddy can't sue them anymore. Diageo put out a statement saying that Diddy's no longer part of this brand. So they've basically severed ties. They've cut ties. That situation is done. Then Little Rod, the Chicago-born producer who produced 9 songs on Diddy's 2023 The Love album, Off the Grid, he came out with a lot of different allegations. And this is the one that hurts. The producer said that he secured irrefutable evidence of illicit activity, including Combs providing laced alcoholic beverages to minors and sex workers at his home, and the rapper's acquisition, use, and distribution of ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and mushrooms, as well as displaying and distribution of unregistered illegal firearms. He also goes further and says that every room allegedly was wired with cameras. So they would essentially throw these parties where they would invite aspiring young artists, actors, athletes, politicians, whoever you may have. And they would serve them these laced drinks. They would have underage sex workers or sex workers. They have all these cameras everywhere around the mansion. They would catch these people in compromisable positions, some stuff to blackmail you with if you don't follow what we ask you to do. Basically, what Jeffrey Epstein was doing. And we talked about this on one of our previous episodes. Jeffrey Epstein's list, they keep saying that, oh, the list has been, has been released. We haven't seen anything off of that list. There's only the same 5 or 6 names you keep hearing about, and that's about it. Ghislaine Maxwell, who was the accomplice with Jeffrey Epstein, she's in jail. Okay. Diddy hasn't been charged with anything. Ghislaine Maxwell is in jail. We still don't know the full story. We still don't have any of the names off of that list. So, what a lot of people that are close to this situation are saying online is FBI raided because the information that Diddy has on people includes a lot of very, very powerful people in high positions. So this raid was essentially to extricate any incriminating evidence from the home. That's one theory. The other theory, obviously, is that FBI is building a case. They raided the homes, trying to get all the evidence and everything to build that case. I suspect that Diddy is not the mastermind behind it. I think that, the label execs, so Universal Music Group is involved. Motown Records CEO, they're involved. So what I think, again, my opinion, and what I think may have happened is that the CEOs, the top execs of these companies, they basically funded Diddy to throw all of these parties. So they were bankrolling him, right? And with that, they were also collecting the evidence on these strong, powerful people to use them and basically hold leverage against them. At the end of the day, Diddy might be the fall guy. He might end up taking the fall. It is very possible that he may, right now you can see articles of him just riding around in Miami, not really caring. Paparazzi's catching him, riding a bike, smoking a cigar. He's just living life as if he has no care. Sean Combs has strongly denied all accusations against him and vowed to fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. Quoted. In a statement in December following the lawsuit brought by Jane Doe, he claims they are sickening and said that his accusers were looking for a quick payday. Again, quotes, let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged, he said in a statement. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. Combs' lawyer says these are pure fiction. We have overwhelming, indisputable proof that his claims are complete lies, he said. We will address these outlandish allegations in court and take all appropriate action against those who make them. So there we have it. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Diddy is guilty, that he is innocent, that he is, how our legal system works, innocent until proven guilty, right? Because what I see from the online community, what I see online, in the threads, the forums, YouTube videos, is that pretty much everyone's labeled Diddy as guilty. We don't really have any charges yet. For us to rush to judgment and say that he's guilty, I mean, I don't know, he could be, but I just think that we should wait for everything to come out. What do you think, Amir?
Man, it's very disturbing to hear all of this, and honestly, I don't have any comments because I really don't know what could be really behind it. Who's the mastermind behind it, or is it Diddy himself?
Yeah.
Doing this for whatever reason. It's a very complicated scenario, and maybe time will tell. Maybe in time things will come out, and those things will then be sufficient enough to put the hints or the breadcrumbs, trail of breadcrumbs together to put together exactly what may have happened behind the scenes that caused these actions and why were these actions put into place. So,
But isn't it interesting that all the insight behind the scenes sort of stuff that is being released, but no charges have been laid yet? Isn't that kind of
yeah,
weird a little bit, right?
it definitely is. And,
Because everybody, like, honestly, if you type in Diddy on YouTube, you get, the first page is filled with people alleging, oh yeah, we knew this, that. They're even connecting Diddy to the shootings and the killings of Tupac and Biggie, right? So there's a lot obviously that's going on, but
absolutely.
I don't know. Are we basically saying that we're gonna condemn him before any proof is laid out, before he's been charged with anything? Is that what we're doing now?
I guess, innocent until proven guilty. Like you said, we got to wait for the legal system to come in and do their part and then decide what, if he is indeed guilty or if there was something else behind pages that we did not see, and he may not be guilty. But then again, these things take time, and in time, I guess the truth will come out.
And how long do you think it's going to take before the full Jeffrey Epstein list is disclosed? And not just that, but all the details, you know what I mean? Because the funny thing is, there was apparently initially when the story broke, there were a lot of powerful people that were involved, right? That's
Yes.
what everyone was saying. That's what we were told, that there's a lot of powerful people that'll be on that list. And that list never really saw the light of day, right?
So it may never will. If there's powerful people involvement, then those people who hold the power have a lot of power to do things that most people do not.
So then, with that said, if, and again, this is a big if, but if the allegations against Diddy are correct, then that means that we're never really going to see any of the proof either, right? Either it's going to be one of those scenarios that Diddy commits suicide, right?
Yeah.
And we find out that that's basically the end of that.
That's the end of the story. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I just don't think that Diddy's going to end up in prison. I think he's going to, go overseas to Caribbean islands or something like that, hide over there. I just don't think, at least I don't see him sitting in prison, right? I don't think that he's gonna basically follow suit of Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, that's very much possible. And man, even say hypothetically speaking, we considered that it's not really Diddy who's doing this, and there's another mastermind behind the scenes that we don't know about. If that is the case, but then over here he is charged and he is proven that he is guilty, and somehow he manages to escape and goes into one of those Caribbean islands, maybe that's a better feature for him. Maybe that's a better way for him to retire and live the rest of his life.
It's very possible that they may just not be able to get a hold of him from the get-go. I think he's just gonna, because if there's powerful people involved, they're going to do whatever it takes to have their name absolved of any wrongdoing. And I think Diddy is the loose end. And he's going to have to be very careful. So, well, I guess we'll see. But, if you guys have any opinions, definitely leave it in the comments below. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you think that he is, in fact, guilty, if he's innocent until proven guilty, or whatever theories you guys might have. Definitely put it in the comments below, and we might address it in the next episode. See you guys on the next one.